Put it this way, I didn't have to leave my first. Wait, what is it? They were only. Oh. Somebody was there second, actually. Oh, second? Yeah. All right, so determine their aqueous or solid. So you got your rule? If it's soluble, it means what?
It can dissolve in water.
So we write what's in it. And if it says insoluble, it means what? It cannot be dissolved, and we write what?
Yes.
Right there. All right, so what do we look at? First ion or the second ion? The second. Second ion is called what? Anion. It would be anion. Okay? First one's called the cation. So when you look at this, we're not looking at the Pb, we're looking at the NO3. So, all right, so we look at this NO3. This NO3 has the name of what? I know we've been on break. Nitrate. Okay, if you forget the name, you're on this side, flip to this side. What's NO3's name? Nitrate. All right, so look here. All right, all nitrates, all right, are what? You're going to write AQ. Do you have an except listed out here to the end? Does it say except blah, 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 blah? No. So since it doesn't say that, you just write AQ. Okay? If we do the one beside it, AgI, what's I? You always look at the iodide. All right? So, the rule. All iodides. All right? All iodides. Here's iodide. So all iodides are listed as what again? All right, so we're going to put AQ. Look to see if it has except. Okay, this time it says except. Silver, lead, or mercury. So, do I have a silver, a lead, or a mercury?
Yes.
All right, so if I have AQ, and this is one of the exceptions, what do I change my AQ to? I change it to an S. I change my AQ to an S if it's the exception. Does that make sense? Then you do the last two. All right, do the last two real quick. I know you didn't try. You come all the way up. Okay. All right. So once you do that, when's the like to do that?
She's going back tomorrow. I wanted to know, you also had your hours.
Yes, I do.
I'm telling y'all, like, so much better than like on there. You get like, you just order big for amount of summer, it's not that big, you get more.
You get bored.
Like, you gotta break in the.
Still have an 8-week summer.
And like, it's like you get a break in between every 9 weeks, and we've already been done with,
You've already had it. We start next month.
So that's why I really need to do
Alright. So, what'd you get for K2CO3? Alright. Hold on. Before I forget, because it'll leave my head in a minute. Emma asked about the exam. The exam starts next Friday. If any of you have a class that is not an AP class, it is not an NCFE class or semifinal exam, it's not an ESP, what y'all have ESP class? It's not. None of y'all have biology, English 1, math 1, English 2, and you will have ESP class. You better have English 2 now. Alright, you do have, ESP class. But this is most of my final exam class. Let's take that. You have a vocab class. That's the same class. But you have a class, like an art class, sports class, any class that does not have a state test for a combination class, and you have to have your teacher make a test, fast, have to have your final exam next Wednesday and Thursday. Okay? Those exams are Wednesday and Thursday. It's on a normal bell schedule. We're not changing the bell schedule at all. So the exam that they're giving has to fit in an hour and a half class. Okay? Your teacher should be telling you when that test is being given. If our placeholder kids, their exam on Thursday. Okay? Your teacher should be giving you your review Wednesday, Thursday next week. All state test exams start next Friday. Okay? Yours is the first year exam. We're doing it in normal order this time, not flipping anything. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Usually has to do with where seniors fall and how many seniors are in what classes. So like last year when we flipped it, the seniors had the most exams in a certain period, so they flipped it so where the seniors are, that the least number of seniors tested last. Okay, so they got the senior exams scores back first, so they would get those, so that they had to tell them they were graduating, they had those scores first. That was good. Right? So, will be next Friday. Yes, will be next Friday, which is what? Well, it'll be the earlier than 12. Well, yeah, next Friday is 12. The following Monday is Martin Luther, 3-day weekend. Okay? That Tuesday will be a second year exam. In the week after. Okay? So I'm not gonna. So if you have a second year exam, there was a teacher made test or as an AP something maybe that your AP not giving you a test and you know you don't have an exam in that class until you don't come to school that day. Okay? And then you have third period on Wednesday. And then Thursday will be fourth period. And then Friday will be a makeup day. Now, just like always, if you have done all of your exams and you have no makeup test, on that Friday you have no school. Now, clearly none of us are supposed to say to you, don't come to school. Okay? So I'm not saying that. Out loud. Please don't take it that way. But Friday is designated as a makeup day. Our focus is about making up exams. We will be scattered to the wind to give makeup exams. The science teachers will be giving makeup or science, makeup physical science, and makeup biology exams. We can't be babysitting children who just came to school to be babysitting kids to make up days. We're just babies. So the parents said to school they got to school. Okay? So unless you're just one of those people who are sitting for perfect attendance for 13 years. There's just not a lot we can do for you. Okay?
He finally left me last year. After I had stayed here one day, he left me.
I understand. I mean, my son has got me today at school, he started kindergarten, but it wasn't technically a school trip. He had to take an absence. hurt his feelings. He missed 2 days. He never missed a day of school. Well, he didn't want to mess with his record, so, you know, he said, and his sister convinced him that when he got to high school, if he took a class, like, she started studying Microsoft and, Microsoft, selling that stuff now. She doesn't have to go for exam day. So she gets to one of those classes like she did. She was literally going to have to sit in school all day, just like you did, and do nothing. Just one kid and be a nuisance to some poor teacher. So he needed to suck it up in 7th grade and go ahead and destroy his record. So when he got to high school, it wouldn't be an issue when he got there. So it's okay. So unless you're just one of those folks, you know, I'm not telling you not to talk. Now, I'm assuming, I've not heard it out loud, I'm just assuming that all the rules still apply to attendance. Now, y'all are the first people on the test, so clearly there won't be any reviews after the exams for y'all. Before you skip. I am going to review after school tomorrow and next week. However, I will issue. We come in late tomorrow. How? We're doing tomorrow first week. Over here. How many y'all do?
Well, that's what I was.
I got a few. Some of you will. It's not easy. But the vast majority of you are going to be like, oh, I can't do it now. So when you have to finish? So what's going to happen to the review? So I've got to bump it next week, which means you're going to lose one of your opportunities is to have to. Now I can review, I think, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'll be there. I know. It comes into our opportunity to review this. It's still good for Tuesday. I'm still good Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Only thing on my calendar. But for those of you who work, it creates more obstacles for you to review because we're falling in the middle of a cul-de-sac. Okay? So it just creates more problems. Okay? So if you know that you're going to struggle, and you hear the 2 hours delay, and honestly, we came in today on 2 hours delay, the warmest morning we're going to have for the next several. I'm anticipating that they will probably do it tomorrow and Friday.
I got the voting set up on 10:30.
Oh, that's what I that's just where we are in the town. Now, the other option, we can throw the test out. The guy who did this.
Wait, they start outlining.
There's nothing.
I'll follow that.
Honestly, I already know.
Can we like do a quiz though?
Wait, can we think about this first?
What are we doing? Are you there now?
No.
You're not there now. From 63 to 30 questions. You still got 15 bonus points now. You probably got some time.
Oh yeah.
The only people who forgot about that rule was the people who stuck up on the bathroom mat.
Yeah, 30
We gotta think about it. That's fine.
Do we have a guide you write about it?
No.
Even if you have a student, I can see.
Biggest problem is that they're running this off. I ran it.
So,
Plus, they got Eddie.
even if you have a 25, you can control it out, you still might be okay, but, no, you can get a couple. I think for your trouble of writing off, it's just three questions. If that's that.
That's like you said.
Or six.
No, you have to make a choice and edit it right off.
It's a lot of work to edit.
Think about it. Where do 50 points go?
It's a lot of work.
Wait, what are the 50 points?
Oh, keep it up.
I got to put it on there.
All right, then I'm over that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Look up the Bowman Century.
Yeah, go put it on the last.
Oh,
It looks like that's my
Century.
So you have medical wages in your work. It doesn't matter which test it goes on. It just goes on the test.
Oh, right.
It doesn't matter which one, whether it's the highest or the lowest. It gets everything set. So it doesn't matter.
I say in the spirit of affairs and the whole.
Now, I will also tell you this. Honestly,
probably not gonna alter the average.
Like
Is
the
that
best?
right? Right.
I just feel like it will.
Yeah, because that last time, this was, that last
It's
time. Now, if you want me to edit it, I am gonna move it to Friday. Because it's gonna take, I don't think I can edit it and move all the grass. Bottom line. So it's gonna take time to do that.
No, just don't.
You're gonna vote.
Yeah, 13 years.
You can work with you. Before like you work.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's line 3. Yeah.
Now, the bonus points for on your 4th grade, they're after school.
Okay, and the 10.1 are left.
That was what's going on.
Yeah.
Because there was such a lot. It doesn't matter.
Okay, I like that Friday. So what would we think if we don't
We
have?
continue with the content we have in covered.
If we don't, that's just me then what we for the.
Yeah.
Those in the review will be after school.
They would have.
We'll show us tomorrow.
Can we vote?
If you want to, that's you, okay. That's what you want to do. I just feel like you're.
We can
Yeah,
put it on there.
we are gonna take it. Why? It's gonna help my average.
It's gonna help my heart.
Right? That would be fine. That's all we have. Can I go all the way here? I love it.
Vote now. Vote now, say yes. I'm gonna wait. No test. No test out.
So, K2CO3. So, Emma said she doesn't know how to do this. All right, so look at K2CO3. CO3 is what? All right, how do we figure that out then? What's CO3? It's a carbonate. So what does this say about carbonate? All right, so all carbonates are solid. So you put a solid beside. Now, check the exception. All right, is the first ion one of those things? Is it a group 1? Okay, so that means you're going to change this to what? AQ. Okay, and the last one we had, that's to make that an aqueous. And then the last one we had is DaSO4. So what is SO4? All right, so all sulfates are what? Okay, so all sulfates are soluble, so AQ. All right, and Queen's reading the exception. Except calcium, strontium, barium, mercury, lead, and silver. So is barium an exception? So what do I do? Change it to solid. Are we okay with that? All right, so what was dissociation? It breaks into ions. So Ca and I have to do what? All right, so if they break into ions, all ions are aqueous, like Queen said. So we put AQ on them. Now, if they're ions, are any ions diatomic? No. So, what do I put on them to show they're ions? Oxidation number. So what is Ca? And what is I? And to finish it out, what do I have to do to the equation? So, how many Ca's are here? How many are here? How many I's are here? How many I's are here? So I'm going to put a 2 there, finish that. Question. Anybody lost by that? Are we okay? I'm so glad I could make your day. I'm glad that I can help you out. All right. We're going to talk precipitation reactions, which is where we left off when we were last here. Now, if somebody could be ever so kind and look in their notes and tell me what example I was working Do that same example.
B803.
Yeah, it's like,
Plus,
Okay, so SO4.
okay, I got it. Alright, so when we were last here before Christmas break, this reaction was very familiar to you because even if I did not tell you this was a precipitation reaction, this should look like a what? It should look like a double displacement reaction. Okay? This is a simple double displacement reaction, and from our earlier studies in the semester, you would know you would have to look up what? You would have to know what the double displacement. The oxidation number. All right, so knowing the oxidation numbers, you would know +2, -1, +1, -2. Who would switch? All right, so BA is going to be with who? And K is going to be with who? And you would know that +2 and -2 would do what? And +1 and -1 would cancel out there also. Now, before the break, I told you that in a precipitation reaction, we reviewed what we learned in the very first week of the semester, that precipitate is always a what? Chemistry class. That's right. Unfortunately for y'all, the precipitation that you normally think of is going to stay, for the most part, east of 95. You guys want the East Coast to see today and tomorrow. Of course, you want to know, you're not going to get it. However, in chemistry class, when we talk about a precipitate, we're not talking about sleet, snow, rain, or any kind of condensation. We're talking about the solid. A solid that forms from two liquids. Okay? So, when you get a reaction, if you see this on the exam, you may or may not. Remember, you're only getting 45 questions. We have no idea what topics you're going to see because you're not going to get them all. So, one of these will be a solid and one will be aqueous. I told you, first year class, one solid, one aqueous. If it was an AP class, you might get 2 aqueuses, you might get 2 solids. But since you're in a first year class, one will be solid, one will be aqueous. Your job is to figure out which one is which. Okay? So, step 1, we wrote down before break. Okay? So, for any of you who are absent, step 1 was double displace and find state. So, that's what we just practiced in the opening. So, using your rule, find the state. So, what is our anion in BaSO4? Sulfate. So, if we look up our rule right here, like we just did, get rid of all this crap I had written here. All right, sulfate. All sulfates are what? Are soluble. They're AQ, unless you have one of these things listed here. Was barium one of those things listed there?
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to get rid of that and make it a solid. So if I go back over here, we're going to put solid beside BaSO4. All right, double check yourself. Don't just assume, but double check. Make sure you did it right. All nitrates are what? Are there any exceptions listed there? No. So all nitrates are soluble. So AQ. AQ is always soluble. That's correct. All right. Always. Okay. Everybody okay with step 1? Now, yes, no? Somebody say no? Okay. Now, step 2 is where we stopped at the break. Step 2 is the one I call the work step. Okay. This is why I taught you dissociation. Okay. Step 2 is the work step. It's where you dissociate all aqueous compounds. Okay? Only the aqueous. So who am I not dissociating? Why am I not dissociating BaSO4? That's right. So I'm carrying it down exactly as it is because it's a solid. Now, the other three are aqueous, so I'm going to do what with them? I'm going to dissociate. I'm going to break them apart. So, what was dissociate again? If I go back, see how that was together? And I broke it into ions? That's what I'm getting ready to do. So, what ions make up BaNO3? Ba and NO3. What oxidation number does Ba have? What oxidation number does NO3 have? And they're what states now? They were aqueous, they're still aqueous. Plus K2SO4. What ions make up K2SO4? What ion is K? And what ion is SO4? Okay, we only have one compound left. The last one that's the aqueous is the KNO3. So K has +1, and NO3 has -1. Like that. All right. Now, this is what I call the work step because it's what we need to get the last two things. Okay. Now, the spectator ion. What's the spectator mean? Do what? Don't participate. Didn't make anything. Went along to the right. Okay? These are the people who start out in the same state and end up in. They're the ones that cancel out. So, in math class, you have an X squared on one side, an X squared on the other side, and that. So, look up there in our reaction, in our work step. Who has the exact same ion, the exact same state, both sides? Potassium. It's a spectator ion. It didn't make anything. It started out as an aqueous ion. It finished as an aqueous ion. That means it was dissolved in water on both sides. You can't even say you had potassium ion. It didn't do anything. It didn't make anything. It's a spectator. It cancels out. Who else did that? Your spectator ions are K plus, aqueous, and NO3 minus. Those are the spectators. How did I know they were the spectators? These are the things that cancel out. Okay? Spectators are the things that canceled out. Now, the last thing we need, the absolute last thing, is the net reaction. It's what's left. So what's left? What didn't I mark out? The Ba plus 2 aqueous plus SO4 -2 aqueous becomes Ba SO4 as a solid. This wasn't marked out. This wasn't marked out. This wasn't marked out. Those are the things we didn't mark out. Those are the things I brought down. Now, the last thing I need to do is check balance. And is this one balanced? One Ba, one BA, one SO4, one SO4. That one's balanced. Yes, you write that as a reaction. Yes. Yeah, the spectator ions, you just list those because they didn't actually make a reaction. They didn't form anything. They didn't make a compound. These, remember, these made a what? I heard it. These made a solid because I made a precipitate. Question. We're actually going to have a full class series while I do the lab because it only takes about 45 minutes. So if we wind up without having a delay, I may do that. But I really think we'll have a delay. I think we will. This is the warmest morning of the week.
How about you call it?
It's only about 17.
Oh. There were 7 days. 7 yesterday morning.
Yeah, it's like, well, I thought it was like 8 or something.
Tomorrow they're calling for 12, and Friday they're calling for 12.
And I walked somewhere, I waited to I'm so glad it's not raining. I'm so glad it's not raining. Yeah. I'm pretty sure they get a lot of money because they don't want you getting out.
Yeah, it's not really about even freezing, but it's hard to get the bus going in those things.
Oh, yeah.
Getting in and all right, they're calling for 12 tomorrow morning and 10 on Friday morning. Oh, yeah. Well, when I checked, we are late.
Yeah.
Well,
Forget it, but
you know what?
We'll have school, it just might be delayed.
Okay.
All right.
I actually have a lot of friends, and some of those like were in summer season I went, they have a lot of friends in the north, and they have a lot of friends like in Florida, and they just that. And so like all the northerners, they're like, oh yeah, we're going to school this morning, and it's like 5 degrees Fahrenheit, whatever. And then the Florida people are like, it's 53 degrees, we're dying, it's so cold, like, like we can't wear our flip flops. Like all the Florida people, they don't know what to do.
The Florida people made me snow.
wait, what?
Savannah, Georgia has clouds on standby right now.
We can't
I told you, it's coming along. Y'all ever watch the weather?
I do
I
really worry, but I can't.
If we lived on the coast, we would get it. But it's coming along the coast. We have the cold air, we don't have the water to go with it.
I know they were.
Alright, write that down, double display. We can do that part, double display and find the state. You do that, please. I did.
It's still good, like.
I did.
I think about
The only part I didn't like, I thought was a little cookie was when, I guess not to play a general layup, sort of plug it back to the state after you've been blown off the bridge. Like, that after we died, and they had to be the way to do it back.
that's why I asked my brothers, they're like, no, this is movie. Yeah, so that was meant to happen.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, they should have, that's like Disney or Shrek, with the fairy godmother with a wand floating in space.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I thought was really neat.
I fell asleep. I didn't even get past the preview, you know.
If you watch the other,
Yeah, okay, so let me explain. So, I went with my grandmother, just like, this wasn't necessarily my cousin, because my grandmother was very good to her husband's grandchild. And so, you know, we're not related in any way, but we're the same age.
you don't like Star Wars,
No.
then why did you go?
Because I was forced to go, because this girl really, I mean, I feel really bad, because she wanted to be my first so bad, but it's so different. So, no, and you know, there's nothing wrong with her, but she's really sweet, and I like her, but when it kind of puts me in bad position, because my grandma doesn't really know how to entertain her. She just kind of forces me to go with her, because I'm a girl her age, that she thinks she's rich. And they really wanted to go to this movie, so I had to go sit there, and I got no sleep that night, and I was just out of and she's like, girl was asking me questions, I was like, oh, yeah.
I grandparents.
Oh, I thought this
My grandparents.
they're like, I didn't know.
Alright, I mean it. Alright, we have states. Remember, find the states too, not just double display. Read your solubility rule. I know you can double display to this point. That's the new piece. I know you can double display.
Like, it depends on what it is. Like, you're big, like, you're big, yeah, like.
Moving on. Alright. Hold on. Yes, in a minute. So, did everybody get that?
Oh, I got that right.
Alright, so everything canceled out. 1 and 1, 2 and 2, right? Alright, so what state did you say ZNS was? Okay, and NaCl then would be, everybody okay with that? Alright, can we do the work step? Can we break up everything? Alright, do that. I'm not gonna write it up there since you say you can do it. Alright, break up the ion. Which one are you not breaking up? The solid. Good. Alright, break up everything else. Yes, that's fine. That's good. Most of the time, you do the pond sign first, or the negative, but if you flip them, it doesn't matter to me. I don't have any preference. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
That will go to next. I mean, I'm going to write work step up there. That's make sure everybody's written it. All right, has everybody written the work step out? No? All right, well, then don't look while I write it. That way you're still writing. Okay, I'm just going to write. Don't look while I do it. Just keep writing yours down.
Yeah, I've lost my grandma.
Alright, so does everybody have that? Just to see if you're good on the work step. Alright, so all of the ions that I wrote came from the compounds that were labeled what? Aqueous. So I broke these apart because these all said AQ, right? And I got all the oxidation numbers from what? How do I know these oxidation numbers other than on this wall? From the periodic table. Now, which one did I have to know? The zinc. Zinc is +2, and what other transition metal am I supposed to know? Silver is +1. All right, so to do the spectator ions now. Okay, so look at the spectator. Who is the same state and ion on both sides and can cancel out? All right, Na plus. And again, we don't write this as a reaction because these don't form anything. You just sort of float around in the water. They don't do anything. They don't make anything. That's what they're called spectators. Okay, now, what's left over is called